about to get off in my hammock. The wind has flipped it over. I was looking at it and I was like, where's my pillow? But the wind done flipped the whole thing over, y'all. You know, it is summer in Florida, so the weather is Florida-ing, which, you know, I mostly love, but sometimes it's a bit, I don't know, volatile. So we've had a lot of rain and a lot of wind here lately, so that's what my hammock was reacting to. So let me get on off in here. We're gonna have this talk because I want to introduce the topic and kind of talk about the topic here, so that for my next Witchy Wednesday we can expound and elaborate on the topic. So let me talk about that a little bit first, and then we'll go further into the other topic. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Patricia? Good to see you. So for the first Witchy Wednesday, the inaugural Witchy Wednesday, we discussed the Black Witch response, or how Black witches respond to the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And we shared a lot of resources with one another, and we shared stories from our grandmothers, stories from our mothers, and how they dealt with that particular thing. And it was beautiful. It was a really good time, and it is a safe space. So what I'm doing to keep us safe and to make sure that we're able to have the much needed conversations is I am doing live streams on my website. So if you decide to come to the live stream, you buy your ticket, and the ticket will give you the link to the live stream and all the information that you need. And then when the live event starts, you come in. It is a protected event. No one can come in without a ticket, and you come in and we're there to discuss freely. So I mean, we discuss freely like grown women, like grown people. And we got loose, we got raunchy in the places where some raunch was needed, and we shared, some sexual information and information about how to protect yourself sexually and all of those types of things. And it was magical. I really loved it. I loved being there with my sisters. Y'all know it's my favorite place to be. And I also loved feeling the presence of the ancestral mothers and knowing that we are doing the work of the ancestral mothers. So that's always a blessing to know. So anyway, I was thinking, after watching that and uploading it and getting it up on the site and everything so that people can have it. Also, I wanted to say that if you weren't able to make it on Wednesday, then the replay is up on the site, and you can purchase the replay. If you go to Witchy Wednesdays, when you go to the site, you go to the homepage, there's a little area in the menu that says Witchy Wednesdays. If you click on that, you will see recording of first Witchy Wednesdays, and you can buy it there. And you also right there can buy your ticket to the next one, which is what I'm going to talk about in this live. So I have been seeing, probably for the past couple of years, a lot of sites and a lot of YouTube pages and a lot of social media in general dedicated to teaching Black women femininity. That's what they're calling it, femininity. And the contention, the general consensus of the general public seems to be that Black women are not feminine enough. And I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, I suppose. So I want to discuss in the next Witchy Wednesday, which will be this coming Wednesday, which I think is, what would that be, July 6th, I believe. I don't want to flip out of here and go into my calendar because I don't know if that will stop the live. So one of y'all check, what's the date of next Wednesday? But anyway, whatever that date is, once one of y'all tells me, I want us to discuss this idea of femininity. And what I want us to talk about is, what is the meaning of that term? What are the connotations? My eyelash might be coming off, y'all. I try to tape it back down so it won't be too distracted. But in this wind and everything, it might come off, right? But what are the connotations behind that term femininity? When we say that term femininity, when we use that term, that's my first thought is, what does that mean? Like, exactly what are we talking about? And is this thing that we're talking about, I'm going to lay on down in my hammock. Is this thing that we're talking about, is it something that Black women don't have? Is it a European centered thing? Is it a masculine centered thing, as in patriarchal? Is it a patriarchal thing? When we talk about femininity and when we say that black women are not feminine enough or black women are too masculine, exactly what is it that we're saying, right? I want us to, on our next Witchy Wednesdays, I want us to really, really delve into that. And the reason that I like to do these types of things on my site, the reason that I decided to do these types of things on my site, is so that we can cut out a lot of the senseless chatter. Right? Because if I try to just put this live up here and let us discuss it right here on my live on this public platform, it's going to be a whole bunch of senseless chatter. You know, it's going to be a whole bunch of Kevin Samuel supporters and people who actually hate black women and black feminine people that's going to come on here and just have a lot of hateful stuff to say that is really going to distract us from having an actual conversation. And I don't want that to happen. It's useless. Like, we don't get to any solutions and we don't actually get to figure out what the hell is going on. And most importantly of all, to me, we don't get to create our own definition of the thing in the midst of all that useless chatter and, you know, insults and meanness and cruelty. That's all those kind of people have. But when you're on a public platform, they're there, you know, throwing stuff out, yelling, hooping, hollering, keeping up a bunch of rigmarole. You can't have a good discussion in the midst of that. So I don't want us to be bogged down by that. So all of you are invited to the next Witchy Wednesdays. The tickets are already on sale up on the website. And the link should already be in the description box. It's supposed to be set up so that my website is always linked in the description box. If I look down and it's not, then I will put it in the comment. And I'll put a link directly to Witchy Wednesday so that whoever is interested in purchasing that will be able to go and get that. No matter what, anytime I do a video, my septum ring is crooked. And I swear I straighten it right before I turn the thing on. Every time I look at myself in the camera, the thing is crooked. It's a conspiracy. So what do we think about that? You know? Are black women masculine? Whatever that means. Are black women too much in their masculine? You know? Are black women unfeminine? I want us to talk about it. I want us to discuss it. I want us to think about what this notion of feminine is, what it means, and also, is it useful? Is it useful? Like, is it rewarding? You know, because there's a lot of things that we buy into that are not necessarily rewarding for us. We buy into it and we try to live by it, and we let that particular thing guide our way of interacting with other people, with romantic partners in particular. And then it winds up not to be rewarding for us, or not, you know, it's not helpful for us. Yeah, that's one of my thoughts. Like, but is that masculine, Sister Jamila? You know, is that masculine? Or is that just a smart human being? Right? If I have somebody living in my house that's acting a fool and causing a bunch of dissension and negativity, and so I got to put that person out of the house, then I would be stupid not to take care of everything myself after that. Like, of course I'm going to take care of everything myself. Of course I'm going to make sure that the house stays intact. Of course I'm going to make sure everybody eats. Of course I'm going to make sure everybody got clothes. Like, is it masculine for me to do that? Or is that just what people do? You know, does that have a gender attached to it? Yeah, so that's the kind of stuff I want us to discuss, you know? Okay. So Sister Monique is making a distinction between feminine and womanly. I like that. I hadn't thought about that. They was it Alice Walker, y'all, or was it Bell Hooks who talked about being womanish? Not a womanist, but a womanish. You know how when we was little, the old people would look at a little boy and say, "Oh, he being mannish." I think it was Alice Walker who talked about being womanish. You know? So do we want to be womanly because we're being womanish, or do we want to be feminine? Okay, I like that, Monique. Now, when you say that though, what are you seeing as the differences? Yeah, I thought it was Alice. I thought it was Alice. What are you seeing as the differences? Because I wanna hear that too. I'm gonna wait for your comment to pop up. Since I'm on my phone, I can't see the chat, so I have to wait for the comments to pop up. Hold on, let me see if it'll. No, it won't let me see it. I have to wait for it to pop up. But yeah, what is it like? Where is the meaning of the word coming from? Because that's important to me. And I know that I'm a person who is into languages, and so that's different for me. But like, what is even the root of that word, feminine and femininity? What is the meaning of the word coming from? Because sometimes the words that we use are terms that are meant to keep us in a particular box. That's dangerous for us, right? Not only is it not good and not rewarding, but it's actually dangerous. So is femininity one of those words that really is meant to put us in a box that's dangerous? That is a box that says this is something that's okay to abuse? Because I see that happening very frequently. Anything that's feminine is something that's okay to abuse. It's something that's okay to be cruel to. But then they'll turn around and say black women aren't feminine enough. So what are you saying? Are you saying we're not easy to manipulate? Are you saying we're not easy to run over? Is that what that means? An alarm that goes off on my phone. So when you say we're not feminine enough, is that what you're saying? But I want us to, like I said, this platform, I just feel like the haters just will come in droves and find the meanest thing that they can possibly say. I put up a post, I put up a whole video, I feel like it was about an hour long, about how we have to stop shaming little girls when their bodies start developing. And a person came on here, I'm assuming it was a guy, I don't know, I didn't look at their profile or anything, and wrote paragraph after paragraph about how little girls were seeking sexual attention, and just wrote paragraph after paragraph. So that's what I mean about not feeling like these public platforms are safe. So when we talk on here and then somebody comes and does something like that, then what it does is it re-traumatizes people who may have trauma associated with that. But it also is traumatizing for the rest of us. It harms the rest of us to have to read foolishness like that when we've all been little girls who were not seeking sexual attention and received unwanted sexual attention anyway. So that's what I mean. But yes, I want us to go deeper into this discussion. So I wanted to open it up tonight. I wanted to begin the process of opening it up tonight, so that next Wednesday we would have our questions ready and we would have our comments ready and we will be ready to leap in. But what is this thing that they're calling femininity? Is there really one way that all feminine people are supposed to walk? Is there really one way that all feminine people are supposed to dress? Are there really roles that only feminine people are supposed to have? Is there one way feminine people are supposed to wear their hair? Because if you follow these femininity channels, you know on here on YouTube, then they're gonna tell you, you have to have straight hair. I'm not exaggerating. Anything that I'm about to say right now, it may sound exaggerated if you haven't been to those channels, but I've been to more than one of them, and they're like, your hair has to be straight, right? And long. You have to do the majority of the housework joyfully. You have to assume the emotional and physical labor of children and also of people in the house who are ill, with no financial compensation. You have to, what is the word? Not even withhold. It's not withhold, but you cannot have an opinion. Or if you have an opinion, you have to be silent about your opinion. And you have to be silent about most things, right? There was a video that went viral on TikTok where it was one of those femininity teachers saying, men don't like loud women. And when we say loud, I don't think that it means volume. I think that it means, or what that person was trying to say was that men don't like women who have an opinion, and share it and voice it. Men would prefer if women were to be silent about the opinions that we have. Yeah, it's true. It's very true. I'm always surprised too, Drea. Yeah, it's very one sided. It's very one sided, and it is very much geared towards us. So also when they're talking about femininity, a lot of them in particular are targeting black women and saying we're the ones that need to learn how to be feminine. It's such an interesting way of thinking. And if you've traveled, yeah, when I was in Nigeria, those were, even by a patriarchal definition, those were the most feminine women I had ever seen. As far as how they walked, how they carried themselves, how they cared for themselves. I've never seen women more feminine than that. And second to that is women in the Caribbean. Super, super feminine, even by the patriarchal definition, right? But not quiet, not meek, not a doormat, but super sensual in how they carried themselves, how they walked, how they expressed themselves, how they spoke to others. Everybody, not just men or romantic partners, but how they spoke to everybody. It's very sensual, right? So the thought that we as black women are not feminine is very foreign to me. I come from a small southern town, and the women were and are, sweet, like sugarcane. For real sweet. Just they look sweet, they smell sweet, right? Their demeanor is very sweet. That was my grandmother's admonition to me before she died. She was on her deathbed in the hospital, and we all went in one by one to tell her goodbye. And we were kissing her and everything, and she was just saying, "Be sweet, stay sweet." Right? And she was a sweet, sweet woman, beautiful, always, took exquisitely good care of herself, and her whole character was just so sweet, so sensual. But was she meek? No. Was she quiet? No. Did she keep her opinion to herself? Never. Not about a goddamn thing. Right? So I'm not sure how the two got mixed together, because in my world those two things don't go together. You don't have to, or being sensual and sweet and in how you carry yourself and how you interact with people does not mean that you then don't have an opinion, or that you are quiet about your opinion. That it doesn't mix in my world. So I want us to discuss it. I want us to talk about it on a platform that is ours, on a platform that is safe, right? So I wanted to come here first and make sure that everybody was aware that that's what will be happening for next Wednesday, the next Witchy Wednesdays. So Witchy Wednesdays is a live stream that I do on my website at 7 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday nights. Of course, my website, as you guys know, is gottobeoshun.org, and it is a live streamed event that you have to buy a ticket for. It's only $10. No serious price. I don't want price to be a barrier to people coming in and talking and sharing. So I'm going to be doing it every Wednesday until future notice. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. That's it. Yes, yes, yes. I think your name was Monique Carter. I don't know if I saw the beginning of it right, but yes. I I know for me, and I was speaking to my daughter about it last night, my 23-year-old daughter. And I remember when she was born, right? And that's how she was out of the womb. And I'm saying only her in particular because that's who I was talking to about it, last night. But she was, and that's just how she was. And we were on our, yes, reminders will go out. The system that I created the tickets on will automatically send you an email reminder once you purchase the ticket. Yes. No, you have to pay for each week right now. Let me look in the system and see if there's a way that they will let me do it for the month. But I don't think they'll let me do it that way right now. But yes, a reminder will go out and a replay will be posted, and a replay will be available if you miss the live. So if you've paid for it and you missed the live, then let me know so I can send you the replay. If you didn't pay for it and you missed the live, then you can go and pay and see the replay. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I see yours up in there, Sister Jamila. You know I appreciate it. But yeah, I just, my daughter and I were discussing it last night, and she was just super, she was real so sweet and so sensual from the moment she came out of the womb. And me too. Right? So as a little girl, I was always very da da da, right? And I was chastised for that. I was told that that made me fast. I was told that that behavior was flirty and whatever, So in a way, I tried to suppress it, but I was bad at suppressing it. So it is a natural. People always talk about that, have talked about that since I was small, like the way that I walk and the way that I carry myself. And, they read it as sexual. But really and truly, this is how I came here. This is how I came here, right? And my daughter, the same. The daughter I was talking to last night, the same. And so, I don't know. I agree with what Monique Carter was saying, that we come in that way, and a lot of that is stripped from us, either due to trauma, and we feel like that maybe our sensualness was responsible for us being traumatized or assaulted, or due to other people making us feel that it was negative to be that way. That happened to me a lot. I agree with that. Yes, it seems very undercover misogynistic. They were saying that they don't even think that sensuality is included in these talks of femininity. They think it's some undercover misogyny and people trying to gain some sort of control over the feminine. That's what it feels like to me too. When I watch the videos and read the memes or whatever, look at the posts that are being posted, that's how I feel too. So I don't know. But this thing is giving me 5 more minutes. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to set up timing on my social sites or I'll be on here too much. And so I'm gonna end right here. But please come to Witchy Wednesdays. Please invite your friends. Please share the video. Let's talk about this. Let's tear it apart and look at it from its lowest common denominator and see what it actually means. Femininity and black witchcraft and black womanhood, do they go together? Are black women, are black witches feminine, or are we not? Let's talk about it next Wednesday. And, let's keep talking about it on here. Let's comment on here. I'm going to put the link to where you can go and buy Witchy Wednesdays in the comments of this particular video. And please share and please continue the discussion in the comments. And I look forward to seeing y'all. Okay. Peace.